Ladies and gentlemen of the crypto space, we're live on a Wednesday at 11:29 a.m. December 2nd. You guys don't want to miss this stream. This is a big day. It's always a big day, but this is a really big day. We got some big observations, macro financial observations that I'm going to lay down as clear as day about how crazy things are and how fast things are changing, and just like how on the not precipice, because that has a negative connotation, but how close we are to the threshold of just going into full on exponential adoption mode. Bam! That's how you open a stream, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! Today's episode, along with all episodes, is sponsored by Change Angel, non-custodial swap exchange for social good. Stop depositing on exchanges, not your keys, not your crypto. Damn right, it's the name of the game. DeFi bank, deprecation, daily crypto Q&A, because that's what we do. Folks want to make a difference in their lives, their friends' lives, their families' lives, and that's why we do Q&A. We ask questions, we get answers. I watch my Real Vision, I watch my podcast, my YouTube streams, I do my own analysis, draw my own conclusions. I'm doing Q&A with myself daily. Now, the least I could do is do Q&A with other folks and participate in a bit of a little community, and that's what this stream is. We're here to talk, we're here to ask questions. Who's in the stream? We got Angelo's in the house, Heirloom, RR, Crypto Chick, always a pleasure. Much a pleasure. Barry DGB, Heirloom's in the house, Angelo's in the house, Rick, yes, got the crew. Let's pop it over to the main screen and let's get this party started. All right. So obviously I'm on Twitter as much as I can be. I got one screen over here. I got one screen over here. I got another screen over here. I got a laptop over here. And man, as well be in a circle. It's the juggling I do. Work. Personal work. Try my best to manage it. It's overwhelming. All right. So nothing on Twitter that I want to mention. We're going to pull up obviously the charts, Bitcoin curve. Ren, I want to take a look at Tesla. I want to take a look at CNBC. I think the markets, from what I see from the most prominent people that I follow regarding the market, it's got to top at some point. It's just, it has to. There's, there is the saying that what's the saying? The saying is like they'll outrun you. If you try and have a short position against the market, you're gonna lose almost every time. You're not going to be able to bet that the market's going to top, but it has to top at some point. How is it sustainable? Even if they print another $5-10 trillion dollars and they just print it, trying to push their reflation narrative, it has to top. There has to be a correction. There was never a mean regression. Although we go to SPX, look at the S&P. Check it out. Let's take a peek. We go out to the weekly. I guess there was never a mean regression. It's just something. I mean, there was a mean regression. I guess that's what the correction was back in March. But it's just so overextended, man. It's just so strange. 170 something percent market cap to GDP. Just how is that even remotely feasible, logical, reasonable? But then again, we live in a time when logic and rationality don't apply. And that's why people throw their money into assets like Tesla. And you guys know my opinion. This is a once in a century company. It's one of the most important companies on the planet. But this stock is not real. This is not a stock. It has nothing to do with the company. If you buy this stock, you are not betting on the company. You're betting on the central bank, the Federal Reserve, and the Treasury printing money. Because otherwise the whole system is unsustainable. The amount of 18 million people are getting eviction notices on January 1st, ladies and gentlemen. And this thing is a P&E of 1,000. Their price, their stock price to their earnings is 1,000 times as great. Oh my God! Oh, this has got to top. It's just wrong. It's wrong. It's morally wrong. The current price it's at. It's morally wrong. Anyway. So the hot news for today was Visa announcing USDC integration and support, and this might be the biggest story I've seen in a long time, and we've had some pretty damn big stories. Between Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy, Drunken Miller and all the boys, the big billionaires taking a position in Bitcoin. Um, Square, Square Cash, PayPal. This is bigger. What this shows is that we're no longer in a period of crypto repression. It's and folks need to take pause, and I'm going to have great clarity in what I say because it should not be taken lightly. We're in a period right now, today, of accelerated exponential adoption. What is occurring right now and what we're seeing with everything that occurred in 2020 thus far, including the halving, including we're right up on all-time highs, and the chart looks like this. All of this, including the technical analysis, points to a period of forced adoption by the financial system. If a company does not adopt cryptocurrency technology, or a company does not place a portion of their treasury uh, into Bitcoin, using it as a reserve asset, um, they will be left behind. They will have an antiquated, inferior product to the competition. They will not be able to deliver a fiduciary responsibility to shareholders. And that was the argument, and that's what Michael Saylor started. If a company no longer places a portion of their holdings in Bitcoin, shareholders are likely to yell during shareholder conferences why the company is not protecting the company's value, the company's money. It's just going to go. Okay, let's put it this way. Up until probably 2020, it was really repression. It was crypto repression. We are past repression. We're at the point where this thing is going to accelerate so quickly. It's in 2 years' time. It's going to be a different world. Two, three. Oh, you can't put time frames on things, but in 2 years' time, it's going to be a different world, completely different world. Anyway, I literally that was my opening monologue. 6 minutes. Let's see what's on everyone's mind. It's not just my mind. I gotta see what's on everyone's mind. Angelo, there's some analysis. That's some good opening analysis. Julie Young, haven't seen you in a bit. What's up? I'm the only one that wants a crash to buy more. It's not going to happen in the crypto markets, I don't think. I think it's gonna, albeit, who knows? There's a lot of unknowns, particularly if we have a risk-off scenario, if we have a liquidity event in the financial legacy financials, it could bleed over into the crypto space, or it could just, flow right into crypto. That's why you gotta have, at this point, my conviction in crypto uh, is because I use my distaste and loathing of the legacy financial system for my conviction in cryptocurrency. I will not sell. I will not liquidate because I believe the legacy financial system is pathetically inferior. And I use that as justification to solidify a portfolio with logic and reason and structure and balance and well thought out position sizing and carefully chosen assets that I don't have to move around. I don't have to overtrade. I don't have to do anything except watch the new world unfold before my eyes as I'm looking in this graph right now. Man, the technicals on Bitcoin. I can't wait to talk about. I'm going to talk about this in a minute. I want to get back to who's in the room. I won't touch Ampleforth, albeit rebasing is intriguing. I don't need to take on the additional uncertainty and risk. You guys know my feeling. You can't never go all in, never spread too thin. I don't have any capital to allocate to increasingly risky products. The most risky of products or speculative of products that I have a position in currently is Rook of KeeperDAO. And I have it up here. We'll talk about it briefly. We'll see. Try my best. Seems insane how inflated equity markets continue to be. That's right. Crypto check. Woo! goodness gracious, that's an understatement. It's not just inflated. If someone is buying Tesla stock right now, they are not buying the company. The degree in which the stock is inflated, the person is buying a proxy share of central bank reserves because they're betting. If someone's buying Tesla right now, they're betting that the central bank has the largest bubble in the history of the financial system in control. If they lose control, if any of the extraordinarily fragile components of the financial system, discussed by the likes of Stephen Van Meter, Lynn Alden, George Gammon breaks it down so damn well. If any of these components hesitates, trips, falters, man, Tesla is not the stock. It's not the company. The stock is not the company. That's all I'm trying to say. I can't tell you how bad I want to invest in the company. They just don't have a fucking stock right now. The stock has nothing to do with the company. The company is brilliant. Elon is brilliant. The cars are brilliant. I got two of them in the garage. You can't buy the stock. It's not investable. Anyone investing in it has no idea what they're doing. They're taking on so much risk. It's like Peter Schiff talking about Bitcoin. That's the amount of passion that I come at you with saying you can't invest in Tesla. It's not the stock. It's not the company. The stock is not the company. It's crazy. I didn't even know how to say it. It was logical in 1929, 2000. Yeah. If what's going on in the legacy financial system isn't irrational exuberance, I don't know what is. All right. Do I have to? I have to show it. Guys, let's zoom out. Where's this? Look at this. Do you see this? Do you see this? This is 2000. In the year two, it's up 10x. It has 10x. It's October. When 1 year. No, stocks don't 10x. No, it doesn't work like that, guys. When you're when you're a company like this, it's when you're a big company. Yes, they're changing the world, but it's not the company. A stock is supposed to reflect the status of the company, their earnings, their expenditures, their balance sheet, their cost of materials, their human resources. The stock is historically, for the last 100 years of global financials, a stock has fundamentals. There is no fundamentals that could remotely justify this valuation. Ample's nice for trading. I don't trade much. I don't want to take the risk. Mass adoption is near. Jay Young, that's right. Does Visa integrate stablecoins affect XRP? No. XRP is mutually exclusive. There's a lot of potential for XRP to get adopted, and my qualm with XRP has nothing to do with its technology and its potential to be a serious component of financial systems. My qualm with XRP is merely that even if it's a serious component of financial systems, I see absolutely no reason for price appreciation. I don't see it as an investment. I see it as serious technology, but serious technology doesn't entail that the price can appreciate. And that's just my opinion. So I can't, this price has been doing some crazy stuff lately. Just because in the big picture, as I look at things from a macro and fundamentals type of perspective, it doesn't mean it can't go up for irrational reasons, for trading and speculative reasons. So this chart looks pretty good. This is obviously a symmetrical compression. So there's reason you could put a good bet on this thing, man. This is cool. Look at the symmetrical compression on this. It's straight up in a triangle. That's as triangle as it gets, guys, and it's gonna pop soon. Either this pops. I don't see why. Look at this bullish sentiment. Symmetrical triangles they're break direction agnostic, but they tend to break in the direction of the prevailing trend, and the prevailing trend is bullish. Because the whole damn market is bullish. And because The prevailing trend for XRP right now is bullish technicals. This is the first bullish break in years, guys, in 3 years. Otherwise, it's been blood red for 3 years. I don't even want to zoom out. It's just years of horrible chart action. And all of a sudden, this is like resuscitation. It came back to life. Um, so sure, I'd speculate. I don't have any capital to speculate, but I don't believe in it long term. I don't believe in its price evaluation long term. On the other hand, if Jerry jumps in, I believe in it from a technology perspective. I believe this is a very meaningful place for XRP in financials. I don't believe it in that has anything to do with its potential price. I don't believe in its price. So that doesn't mean you can't get 300% off this in the next 3 months because on Coinbase and Gemini, wherever you could buy this thing, the kids are buying it. The kids, the Robinhood traders, and the people that just buy things because they're 30 cents. So that's why people are buying this, not because they have a very long term. Well, maybe they are buying it because they have a long term belief in its price because of its potential adoption and some in many regards pricing is a self-fulfilling prophecy. People believe it's going to be a higher price and it actually becomes a higher price. So I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I try and have a coherent narrative that I tell you guys. I hope what I say is meaningful as much as possible. Anyway, James says, I've seen the light. He's talking about Rook. Rook is probably one of the largest potential asymmetric returns, most incredibly speculative assets I can think of right now. Um, this could easily do 100x on its money. That number I come at from its market cap, the $1 billion number in the crypto space is like, yeah, if you do something right in crypto, you're worth about $1 billion. So that's where like Urine Finance is with a 30,000 max supply asset. This has a circulating supply of 76,000 and a market cap of 6 million. So there's no reason this can't be worth 600 million. It has a huge amount of liquidity that's people are providing it and a fully diluted valuation is 87 million. So 10x on 87 million is 870 million. Still less than the $1 billion for like unicorn status of crypto where you made it. So there's the 10x and 100x from 6 million, which is a circulating supply market cap, is 600 million. So I say logically it could go anywhere between 100x to 10x, 10x to 100x. And that just makes sense looking at the financials compared to the $1 billion unicorn potential valuation. And I bring it to the unicorn potential because of what it's doing. I've read the white paper. I've shared with you guys the white paper. The yield that this asset will produce and is producing is from a source that is absolutely fascinating. This money right here, this is the yield generated by the platform. If it loads quickly enough. 2 seconds, 2 seconds. They've generated $2.3 million by sophisticated arbitrage and mempool analysis and gas bidding and wars and the white paper is ingenious. It's extremely intelligent with what was crafted. I believe this is a month, so they generated $2.3 million in their first month. This is a month. This was released in the first week of November. This hasn't even been around a month yet. And they have well over $100 million worth of liquidity people are providing them. So they've generated probably, was that 1-2%? Between 1 and 2% yield, which has not been delivered yet, only 0.5%. So if they have 2 point something and obviously there's 100 million, it's a little over 1%, 2%. So this is premature. I don't think they're distributing that yield yet. The platform has just launched, and I think that it's not this user interface is not representing everything that's going on right now, and this has all the maturing to do. This is very initial stages, and that's the best way to say it. I think it has the best risk and asymmetric return potential, possibly the crypto space right now. Very excited. I have a nice position. What do I have? I have 73. How much is that worth? It's like 6,500. Not bad. I think it's a decent position. That's my largest, actually worthwhile to mention to you guys. That's my largest speculative position. Below that, I have Aave. I have about 68 Aave, worth about 6 grand. Then Polkadot, then Band, Synthetics, Loopring, Bancor. That's the list of my speculative positions. Cosmos, fine. And Digibyte. Digibyte is a little bit less than Keeper. Cosmos is bigger than Keeper. Cosmos, actually, I take it back. Cosmos is my largest speculative position. I don't know why I ended up having more Cosmos than Polkadot. Logically, the way I understand the platforms, I probably should have had a balanced amount of Cosmos and Polkadot, given they both have probably equal potential to serve as a serious enhancement to the Ethereum network. But I ended up having a fair amount more Cosmos. I don't know. Probably because Polkadot wasn't producing returns. Wasn't really proof of stake until the later part of 2020. Whereas Cosmos has been producing inflationary proof of stake yield for the entirety of 2020. Anyway, let me get back to the stream. I don't understand why anyone would buy XRP. Actually, there's a reason you buy XRP is because this chart is ridiculous. This chart looks like it's ready to freaking rip to the upside. If you're gonna bet on technical analysis, oh man, this was like the summer 2020. I was telling you guys about risk on. May, June, July, August was like risk on. You can make 20% rips, 20% rips. This is the type of chart that produces a fat 15, 20% rip. You take 100 grand, 20% rip, you make a quick 20 grand in 3 days. And this is kind of getting close to that type of bet. And the whole thing is the way you do those kinds of bets, did pretty good this summer too. Uh, I'd probably, you can take a bet now. It breaks out. You want to see a fall, you retest. And if you grab a position here, when it breaks a new higher high, those are the 3 points that I tell you guys. You need the breakout, the retest, and the higher high. And in this situation, you have substantial confluence that suggests a high likelihood of continued appreciation. And on the other hand, if it falls back in, you exit. If you break support to the downside, you exit. If you break support to the downside, you exit. And you can lose 3, 4, 5, 6%. It's just 3, 4, 5, $6,000. But if you're here and this thing's running and it's going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 15, 20%, bam! That's how you do it. That's how you do it. I mean, looks pretty good from the technicals. 4 hours. You're oversold on the Stoke. Wouldn't mind seeing RSI somewhere closer to the 70s. But let's take a look at the daily. Why am I doing technical analysis on XRP? This is a bull flag if I've ever seen one. Do you see? This is what I'm talking about. Look at that RSI on the daily, and this thing would buy this based on the 4 hour. The odds are this thing's going to produce a rounding bottom, and that's a hell of a position for the Stoke RSI to be in for a rip to the upside. Anyway, no more technicals on XRP. Rick G says it's a crossroads at Main Street, Wall Street, and the crypto revolution. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible what's going on. I'm just in awe by the Visa article this morning. USDC is now Coinbase. With what Brian Brooks at the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency wants to do, what Manucci Bucci at the Treasury wants to do, the history of Manucci Bucci, Brian Brooks, and Coinbase, what they all want to do, what Christine Lagarde in Europe wants to do, what all these boys at the World Monetary Funds, what they're talking about with the central bank digital currencies, what these people are talking about with MMT. And how they really need it, because how else are you going to do all these massive social programs that so many countries around the world want to do? Man, it's like the stars are aligned for a lot of things, including an absolute Bitcoin breakout of face melting proportions. Because when you print $10 trillion, or when you have risk of when there's signs of MMT, that means there's signs of social programs, which means there's signs of central bank planning and interest in inflation. That's the Bitcoin narrative because Bitcoin is how you protect your value in the face of inflation. A deflationary asset in the face of an inflationary reserve asset, reserve currency, is incredibly valuable and at minimum will appreciate in inverse proportionality. But as we all know, the demand is going to far exceed supply, so it's not going to be just a linear inverse proportionality. It's going to be exponential. So this has been riding the 200 EMA and the 30 men for a while now. What is this? Let's go back. November 28th. Talk about four, was that 4 days, 5 days, 30, 5 days? Two sim triangles, a break to the downside. Bear in mind, this was a fake out breakout. This is a double fake out breakout. You guys see this, right? You guys see this. I've been talking about this all summer about these fake out breakouts. You got a sim triangle. Sim triangles have break direction agnostic. They tend to break in the direction of the prevailing trend. So this prevailing trend right here on this sim triangle is seriously bullish. Look at that push up. So this is a bullish sim triangle. This is a bearish sim triangle where the first leg is down. This first leg was seriously up. But this was a fake out breakout where you came down and you loop around. So you see the fake out breakout there, and you see the fake out breakout here. So I like the cup and handle formation that's forming here. So that's what I'm seeing. So notice here's my drawings, but you could easily just redraw this and adjust. Oop, just oop, I don't have the marker selected. And just adjust. So you got a cup and handle. You can draw a bigger cup if you want. So I think Bitcoin's on target. I would have liked to see this trend line held, but it didn't. But the fact that we're still above the 200 EMA and the 30 min is serious. RSIs are oversold, which means we have a higher likelihood than a less of it going up rather than down, which means based on these oscillators, I don't see it going below the 200 EMA on the 30 min. And this is a relatively low time frame to hold above the 200 EMA. And what's very meaningful is that this allows the longer time frames to further reset. As you zoom out, you see we're very, very low oversold territory of the Stoke. RSI looks pretty good towards the top, and then we go to like Plan B on the monthly, and what he talks about is RSI. Look at the RSI. The RSI is above 70. Not pointing right now towards 80, but with one leg up, it could easily flip around and point towards 80, and this would be so bullish. The potential here is just an incredible rip to the upside, and this is what he's talking about. This is his narrative. Look, a nice leg down. Look at that. That massive candle, $7,000. The leg down, and then it does something like this. Marker. And that push towards 80. And when you're pushing towards 80 on the RSI, you're in max bullish territory. The prevailing psychology takes over. Buying turns to more buying, turns to more buying, and this thing just flies like a rocket ship. Incredible. Explain. Kel, my man, Kel, always a pleasure. Welcome. This is going to be a different world because the legacy financial system is deprecated, and we need better. We need technology to help people financially as well as with our daily responsibilities, our tasks. We need automation. And the entire trend is leaning towards the elimination of the menial work, which is fortunate and unfortunate. I guarantee you, within the decade, fast food is going to be automated. McDonald's is going to be the largest buyer of robotics, probably on the planet. If not Amazon. Amazon probably is one of the largest buyers of robotics on the planet right now. But the trend is only going to continue and accelerate. Um, and this is part of what Andrew Yang talks about, and a lot of politicians are fearful of, is the trend towards automation. So that's a big thing that's going to change, and that's going to push millions of people out of the workforce. People that don't have that's what their current employment is. They're not going to have that kind of work anymore. They're going to have to be trained in some sort of other industry or some way to have a capacity to participate in the workforce, other than labor, other than menial labor, because you really don't need an education to work at McDonald's or in an Amazon factory, unfortunately. But you do need an education to work on the robots that are working at McDonald's or the robots that are working at the Amazon factory. And we're sure as hell going to need a lot more robot managers, robot programmers, robot repairmen, robot engineers. So the world is going to change. Seriously, Cal. Crypto chick, 100% agree. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's big changes coming. And, the reason I see so much change coming is because of how deprecated the financial system is and how antiquated technology and industry is. And when things are faced with awesomeness, faced with potential, incredible technology, advanced that are appear incredibly advanced in comparison. This change and shift is inevitable. So crypto was repressed for years. That's what I like to say. It's been repressed, and we are way past critical mass. It can no longer be contained. If a company does not put their assets, at least a portion of them, on into Bitcoin, they're not fulfilling their fiduciary obligation to the shareholders because they're not protecting their financials. Michael Saylor not just created a trend, he pointed out the future of what every company will have to do. And interesting enough, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, as I've said. Why will every company have to do it? Every company will have to do it because every company is doing it. And every company is doing it because every company is doing it. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And I said, bear in mind, it's a chicken and the egg. It doesn't matter whether the chicken came before the egg. What matters is the chicken requires the egg and an egg requires the chicken. So every company is doing it because every company is doing it, and every company is doing it because every company is doing it, if you follow me on this. We're finding ourselves in a self-fulfilling prophecy, which is absolutely fascinating. I think Cardano is badass technology, JE4KA. Badass, awesome technology. I also know that they don't have a product, so their valuation makes no sense. I think their technology is cool. I think that it's speculative. It's 100% speculative because they literally don't have a product at all. Cardano does not have smart contracts. There is no value locked on the platform. This does not exist on Cardano. On Ethereum, there is $14 billion. On Cardano, there is $0. Zero. Yes, zero. There is no Cardano platform. They don't have a product. So that's all I'm saying. If you're investing in Cardano, you are speculating, and that's okay. So we talk speculation here. I speculate all the time, guys. I just don't speculate for a couple of assets, but I believe there's good tech. I believe there's value in Cardano. Excuse me. But I don't think there is a product. I'd rather invest in what is. The vast majority of my assets are invested in non-speculative. I've, well, you guys know a good portion of my portfolio. We should do a stream where I talk about literally my portfolio. You let me know on Twitter. You let me know in the on Twitter. Ping me on Twitter if you guys want me to talk about my portfolio. I'll talk about it. Wow, I just scrolled down in the thread. I missed a lot. What is it, 12 o'clock? Let me see if I can get through these comments real quick. Julian says, you're excited me about Bancor liquidity mining. Do it. Play around with it. Risk, reward, position sizing, consider it. Don't take on too much risk. Smart contracts have risk associated with it. $100 worth of Tesla. I mean, what's $100 worth of Tesla going to do, my friend? It's not going to do anything. Right, crypto chick, been in Tesla since 185. I bought a lot. I had 330 shares of Tesla at $280. I sold it at about 580, 680, and then it went to 2,500. That was a $600,000 mistake. That's an unfortunate miss of a lot of money. Um, yeah, I love Tesla. I have two in the garage, but I don't think the stock. it's not the stock anymore. I've mentioned it. XRP just needs to go back to its all-time high. It'll make me very happy. All right, speculatively, I can't argue with it. No doubt, I'm with you. It'll make you happy. I believe you. Good stuff. I love the enthusiasm. It was good stuff. Appreciate it. Good morning, Michael. Always a pleasure. Michael Angelos. Rick, Tesla is an artifact of the beginning of irrational exuberance. Yes, there you go. Now you're talking about it. Melt up, irrational exuberance. Added 25% to my ZIL portfolio. Barry, I like your name. Love ZIL. Ave doing well. Love Ave. Ave's big deal, boys and girls. Big deal. How much they can appreciate in the short term, I don't know. I don't have a feeling for Ave, but in the long term, I think they're going to be a big part of the financial system. Really, like the real financial system, not just the DeFi stuff. That's just the fun stuff. Iris position? You damn right I got an Iris position. Sorry. Of course I do. Iris banned. It's on another portfolio list. It's on my, I don't know why I put it on my masternodes list. Blocknet, StakeNet, what else? I got a bunch of masternodes. But the whole point is Iris. I don't mean to get you, so I still have my Iris position. I know you picked up on Iris because of me. I'm got a nice position. Iris is huge, man. Iris is the interop solution for the BSN. Crazy. It's crazy. It really is. I'm really bullish on Iris long term. Crypto Check, Bancor, I hear, is offering staking. Yeah. So I got a bit of a stake position in Bancor. Bancor provides liquidity protection, one-sided staking. So, yeah, 1,000 BNT, 5,000 DAI, and the liquidity mining earns some nice yield. Let's go over to that real quick. 400% on my BNT and 80% on my DAI, denominated obviously in BNT yield. So that's awesome. That's good. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. How do you separate technology and product? For ADA, there aren't any smart contracts or DApps, so where's the tech there? I don't understand. The tech there is that when their smart, they talk about the software of when their smart contracts are going to go live, and their platform will be impressive. The whole concern that I have and the resistance I have to the speculation is that when the smart contracts go live for Cardano, you already have Polkadot, which is firing on 1,000 project cylinders. You have Cosmos, which is baked into the Chinese National Blockchain Initiative via Iris and the BSN. And Cosmos Hub is basically a platform of blockchains. So, and you have Elrond, which is already live, already has a bridge to Ethereum. And you have Tezos that's been around for 1,000 years. I don't know, EOS. And Cardano's going to come in, and all of a sudden it's going to be the big next thing? Come on. Ethereum is what's the big next thing. Stelio's in the house, always a pleasure. Yeah, Visa USDC. The understatement. Rewind the stream if you missed the beginning of the stream. Visa and USDC. This is no longer crypto repression. We are full-on exponential crypto adoption mode. This thing is going to accelerate. If a company does not adopt crypto, does not operate on the blockchain, doesn't have reserves denominated in Bitcoin, they're doing it wrong. And that they're going to fall behind. And companies that do will go ahead. Companies that adopt and change will move ahead. That's where we are. It's very exciting. Genuinely different. Ave, love it. Stelios, banks are done. Banks are damn right are done. Celsius is hot. So I think Celsius and BlockFi are just the tip of banking disruption. There's going to be, I think there'll be a lot of competition. Because once they start bringing in billions and billions of dollars, and maybe they go public, and there's going to be a lot of competition for Celsius and BlockFi. But that's the next product, especially internationally. Imagine in Switzerland when you have to pay, you have a negative 0.75% interest on your bank account, and all of a sudden BlockFi comes along with 10%. Goodbye banks. No one's going to keep their money in banks. All you need is the insurance product. Once they come up with insurance where your funds are actually 100% insured, that changes everything. Also, I hear there's a platform that offers no collateral loans. Yeah, Teller Finance. Teller. They're working on no under collateralized loans, whereas everything right now is over collateralized debt positions. Now, bear in mind, I don't recommend under collateralized loans. It's risk. A mortgage is an under-collateralized loan. A car loan is an under-collateralized loan. I highly recommend either over-collateralized loans or save your money. Collect your money, accumulate your money until you have enough money to do the things you want to do. When you're doing an under-collateralized loan, you're taking on excessive risk and excessive leverage. An over-collateralized loan is risk and leverage, but at least it's not excessive because worst case scenario, your collateral is liquidated to fulfill the loan obligation. So you're not taking on excessive risk. Michelangelo's, Lloyd's Bank of London, that's right. Swift GPI on XRPL. So the tech is good. You're right. Has nothing whatsoever to do with the price of the asset. That's my stance. Nick Mine, can we get a woohoo? Woo! Yeah. I don't know, something like that. It is hot. Hot, boys and girls. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. 12:09. I'm a little late today, 12:09 on a Wednesday, December 2nd. It was a hot topic today. Let's follow up tomorrow. Hit me up on Twitter. If you want me to talk about something, I'm more than happy to talk about it. Smack those thumbs up buttons. Tell everyone to subscribe. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers. I appreciate each and every one of you. I wish you a wonderful day. I will talk to you tomorrow. Peace.